for anybody who is joining us on the replay.
Yeah.
This is Courtney.
I am Courtney, Fiber Fox student. I thought you were pointing at me to do it. We are never going to get this right, okay? So just know that now.
Just jumble right through.
Okay. So
Welcome to our super impromptu live. We didn't even plan this one.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's an emergency meeting.
Well, we
Because
may have nobody because this isn't even our normal night.
right? But if you're watching the replay, Heather discovered Vampire Talk over on TikTok and sent me videos, which I watched, and I am
We're now
now delving into a documentary, and we need to talk about it. So
getting
if you're interested, stick around.
I always feel like because
Uh,
my birthday's in what? My birthday's in 10 days, so like less than 2 weeks, and like I feel like my birthday kind of like once it hits my birthday, spooky season it's a go, right? So
right.
hi Brenda, hi Bridget. So we do
Hello,
have
ladies. Hello, ladies.
night owls.
Yeah, I know. What are you all up to? Anything fun? You here for vampire talk?
I'm wondering, is it vampire talk or vamp talk? I mean, Seth and I started calling it vamp talk today, and like that sounds
Vamp
good.
talk?
Vamp talk.
Yeah, that would be vamp talk. It sounds like I'm saying talk, so because my
I mean,
accent.
it's also a vamp talk, so like could be vamp talk, vamp talk.
So, all right, Heather, you have to tell them about the lady, and then we must.
The lady that inspired it all, right? So
Right.
if you were not here for last night's live, I'm gonna start talking with my hands, so you know I'm excited. I'm
Yep,
getting
and
my
that is totally okay.
I'm getting my second win, my third win for the night. If you weren't here for last night's live, I was talking about how I discovered a TikTok. There was okay. I don't even know where to start because I did not discover at first the lady that started it all. At first, I discovered a different TikTok. The first one was a guy, right? It was a guy. That was the first one. And it was a guy who was talking about his experience meeting a real life vampire. And and he went through, and I'll go into more detail about that in a second. That's the way I think the best way to tackle this. I'll go into more detail about his experience in a minute. But
Yep.
then I started scrolling through, and I found another woman, and the coincidence between the two was both of them were saying it's all thanks to this woman who opened up about her experience meeting a vampire. And it's all of these people supposedly because this original woman on TikTok opened up about her experience meeting a real life vampire and made a TikTok about it. Now, because of her, they found the courage where they would never have made a TikTok and let the world know that they met a real life vampire before. Um, now they found the courage to let
it's
everybody know about their
it's a movement to expose. Well, they've all been hiding from all of us all the time.
yeah, because they were afraid of being made fun of before, but they've now
Right.
found the courage to let everybody
Right.
know about the experience. So it's like a big therapy session for them, I guess. Which is both silly to me. I'm gonna say it. That's Courtney's giggling, and intriguing because I myself would love to know that there really are vampires out there. Like if it were real, if it were real. I would like to know that there's some proof out there, aside from videos on TikTok of people who seem to be quoting old movies and plot. Um, so it's intriguing to me, but at the same time, it's humorous because, yeah.
But I'm now worried that vampires might be real. I went into this a skeptic, but now I'm getting scared.
Bridget said, I dated a vampire who even had fancy teeth.
Okay. Okay.
Which,
So,
let me tell you, I
did he
also
eat
dated
food?
a guy who had fancy teeth and told people that he was a vampire. I forgot to mention that yesterday.
You did. That's a huge one. What are you talking about, girl? Okay.
I
Okay.
blocked that from my memory until Bridget said she dated a vampire.
You didn't, as I learned from the taxi cab driver in New Orleans, you did not block anything from your memory. He
Oh, that's
made you
right.
not remember it.
He forget it. Obfuscate, right? He obfuscated it.
Yeah, that's what happened. So now, for some reason, he's letting you talk about it.
What did he smell?
Too many sounds in the dark last night out here. The show that, yeah, like the TV show. Name like that. I don't remember what it's called. So, the woman in New Orleans, I believe, was the lady that started it all, right?
The original Lyft driver or ride share driver.
Right, right. I was thinking taxi cab, but yeah, whatever. Yeah,
It
her.
might have been
In the pink
Chrissy.
in the pink shirt.
Yeah, yeah. Um.
Hello, hello.
Oh, hi, Nancy.
Brenda, the what I was hearing. Okay, I did solve that mystery also because that's what we do around here.
That's
It was
all. Sorry.
it was my dog. I guess one of my trips taking stuff out to the porch. I somehow, like a little white moth, got into the house, and I didn't even notice it, or I would have got it back out right away. So at some point while we were out there, she noticed it, and while my husband's up there trying to sleep, the dog was running through the house, which is small, but she was running through trying to catch it, and that was her jumping in the air and slamming to the ground or running and sliding that I was hearing. That was he
Oh,
I like, he got me so freaked out, I was actually scared.
hi,
I
Maria.
was
Hi,
like,
Dawn. Oh,
"Hi."
Nancy's puppy has her up late. Have you seen Nancy's new puppy on her videos?
Say what?
Have you seen Nancy's new puppy on her videos?
No, I haven't. What kind of puppy?
What kind of puppy is it, Nancy? I so stinking cute. I know that.
Jason, our topic is
Vamp talk.
vampires.
Thank you,
And
Maria.
Marie loves her. Yeah.
I
Oh, can
have a
we
vamp.
see
There's a
you
vampire
can
one
see
right there.
Bella, that's the Bella Lugosi
Yep,
one?
that is Lugosi himself.
Oh. Okay. So let's
Oh,
start with the redhead lady story, the one that got me being like, what?
that woman. Are you gonna?
Not
Are you about her, or
hmm.
I said, are you gonna talk about her, or
You can talk about her, like tell the original because it was your brainchild. So tell the synopsis of her
Oh,
story, and then we'll start like
okay.
we'll go
So
our feelings on it.
so this woman was the second TikToker that I had saw that I ran into on Vamtalk. I gotta get this name to stick. Vamtalk, right? I need to put that in this live title. Today's subject is
Yeah.
Vamtalk. Hi, Michael. Um,
I'm like, oh,
so she was inspired by this original woman. Thank God for this original woman. And she was talking about how when she was younger, she went and I just got home from work, Michael. This is like the time I get home from work.
I've been waking up.
I've just been a bad
I've been
influence on.
just waiting on her so we could talk about this and
Yeah,
doing more research. I've
excited
been doing
about
more research.
this. So anyway, oh yeah. So when she was younger, she went to a job interview. She went to this job interview with a man that, correct me if I'm wrong, but she described him as not a good-looking man, but she was very intrigued by him anyway. Did she not say something
Right.
similar to that?
Yes. Yes.
Then launches into basically a story about how she was obsessed with him to the point where she was dreaming, he was invading her dreams. Um, and I'm not sure I was getting the job, but then immediately she was offered the job, and then she had to think about getting the job, and in between these tidbits of getting the job and not getting the job, thank you, Maria. Um, she would drop things like basically things to let you know that she was trying to hint that he was a vampire. Like she would talk about how there was a picture on his wall of his grandfather, but it was the grandfather and him were the same age in the picture and now, and they looked exactly alike. Coincidence, like, and how he had these like mesmerizing eyes and
Yes.
what it
She called him hypnotic. She called him
yeah,
hypnotic. Hypnotic. That's how she described his looks and everything. They were hypnotic.
right.
Would not say what business, wouldn't say she went there on the job interview, would not say anything. Heather's freaking.
Nancy, thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Sweet of you. Um, Let me lose my train of thought.
I didn't ever look like she just saw vampires.
Can you see a vampire on camera on YouTube?
Yes, they're like us. They're just different. They're hominids.
But like, if you can't see them in a mirror, how does that work with a phone?
I think that's a myth. I didn't hear that in my research today.
I need to know. Well, anyway. Um, so he offers her the job, and she has to think about it at that point, even though she's obsessed with him and dreaming about him, because even though she's a clairvoyant and psychic, she doesn't see or notice that he's a vampire, despite the fact that she's dropping all these hints that she has noticed. That's a clue that she could be a vampire, or that he could be a vampire. But she's got a blind psychic mother who does somehow already know that he's a vampire. And the mother warns her not to take the job because she's a vampire, or he's a vampire. And then she tells him that she doesn't think that she should take the job. Yes, we are both married. Jason's channel. And yes, Nancy, I have seen the Halloween yarn. I want to get some of it. In fact, I am breaking some yarn banning on myself to get some of it. Um, and days go by. He offers to double her salary. She still resists him. And he offers to triple his salary, and she still resists him. And somehow she just breaks this vampire's charm. And then he just has to have her. Like he pretty much says like I will have you, and she says no, I won't do it. Whatever. And she goes and takes a different job, and then he's so smitten with her that he shows up at her other job and stalks her basically. And
But it's not stalking. She said
yeah,
that
but
repeatedly.
because he's a vampire, not stalking. And this goes on for years and years and years. And she makes sure to mention that he doesn't age
At all.
at all.
But you know what? She said that she had just had a baby then, and it was 30 years ago because her daughter's turning 30. She doesn't age either then because that woman looks really good for 56
Oh,
because
she
she
had a
gave her
filter
age.
on.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was like, look at her.
Sorry, just burst the bubble
In her
on that
50s.
one.
I was
Yeah,
like,
down in the
dang
corner, she had a filter on.
it.
Sorry.
I was mesmerized by her beauty, and I thought she was looking so good.
Maybe she's gonna invade games at night.
She might. So here's the thing. She did make a real big deal about the fact that he kept coming up. He called her, trying to get her to go ahead and work with him. She had multiple visits at multiple different jobs from him. And this span, it's been about 10 years since she last has heard from him in her mind, in her dreams, or anything, because she now knows how to protect herself from him. But he wasn't a suck your blood vampire, but those do exist. They all confirm it. I don't know why, even if she felt like this is where the story trips me up. Why did she not call the police? Even if she thinks he's a psychic vampire or something like that, why wouldn't you call the police? And because he keeps showing up, he has legitimate reasons to show up, but you know what I mean? Like he showed up at the school board. I couldn't figure that one out. The other
I mean,
places, yes, but that last one,
my take, I still say that this woman many years ago showed up to an interview with a guy. She ended up having a crush on him, and then this all developed from like some fantasy about him that she had. Like I really think yes, Michael, she was in love. That I think she was the one crushing on him.
yeah. But did
And
you read
now,
any of the comments?
what's that?
Did you read any of the comments?
The comments that I scrolled, I mean, I didn't like read every single one or anything. I did like
Uh,
the scroll, roll, but the comments were like people were eating it up. When I read, like they were like, "Girl," with the U and every the extended U, but like, "Girl," he wanted to make you his vampire queen, and like they were like eating up her story. They're like, and some of them like you didn't notice the filters. They're like, "You already look young, girl," and I mean, just like they were eating it up. Oh, Spider! Hi,
oh my goodness. Are you here for vampire talk? Have a good night. He's going off to bed. So,
Which, if we were smarter, we would be too, but here we are.
right, it would be.
Talking vamp talk.
Right? Okay, so then Heather brings this up. She shows me that video that goes to a two-parter where she still doesn't tell us enough details and alludes to a whole bunch of things. So, you're scratching your head a little bit. Then there were several others, which are more people who saw the original lady's video and felt compelled to explain their stories of all of them seem to be on the psychic vampire level, like people that drain your energy.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I
vampires are just like outing all the other vampires. Did you notice that?
yes, yes, that's what I was about to say. For somebody that's been keeping alive for like centuries and centuries, the last thing that they would want is for everybody to
Have a good night, Fiber Spider.
bye. Thank you so much for popping in. So I don't get that part, but they all confirm that there are suck your blood vampires that live off of human blood or any blood, but mostly human. And they all, of course, have had these experiences where part of their memory is withdrawn for some reason, stuff like that. Did you notice that trend in all the stories as well?
Mhm.
So then that brings me to the documentary today.
This is your time to shine because I did not see said documentary.
So it's called American Vampires. And if you're in the following states, you need to be extremely concerned: Arizona, Ohio, New Orleans, and apparently there's also Romanian vampires invading all over the place. Like that's where they're originally from.
That's where they originally
Rom-
started, right? So
right. So that's where they like are from. Like, but there's different like I guess they make other people into vampires through some type of medical process. I don't know. I don't really know how it works, but here's the thing. There are vampire hunters out there for real. I
thankfully,
did. Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem. In
uh-oh.
America, there's only two.
There's only
And there,
two.
yes, there's only two. And I think we have 4 or 5,000 vampires in
Oh no!
America. There's bigger problems. They've never caught any.
Well, maybe they did, but
Like,
they made them forget.
no, they're immune to it apparently.
How does one become immune?
So, oh my goodness. So they have not caught any, but the one guy back in Hungary when he was a child, 14, because he's generational. So 25 generations of his family have been vampire hunters. And
Have they caught any?
his dad, when he was a child, 14 or whatever, he was there with his dad vampire hunting, and they did catch one and they murdered it because it was going to murder them if they didn't. Plus, that's what their job is. It's like middle aged Sam and Dean Winchester. fighting the good fight. But for real, like according to this, I think they said there's 20,000 estimated worldwide. So everybody needs to watch out. And they survive off of blood. Human
As
blood, the younger the blood, huh?
I said, as vampires do.
Right, but they can survive off of animals, but it doesn't give them the same strength that they
I
would normally have. Your friend came in?
hmm
I see you waving. Okay. Um, so the younger the blood, the better. So thankfully, I don't have anything to worry about. It's been a great pick you up to help you finish your shirt, Michael. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, so we don't need to worry if I guess if we're old, they're gonna not want to pick us. They everything is getting blamed on the cartel. This was filmed in like 2020 and stuff. Yeah, for real. And what it really is, okay, so you're safe, you hit 50, exactly. For once, it is so good for us to be old.
But, but wait, if a vampire, wouldn't we all be young?
I no, I mean we would have to have gotten turned into a vampire when we were younger, or we'd
For
just
sure.
be old us forever. I definitely would like to go back if I had a choice. But you're missing the point, girl. There is
Sorry.
thousands of vampires running around, and I've got some leads on where they might be based on this documentary. And those guys aren't even doing a good job at it. But when they told us when we were kids that we could be absolutely anything, I had no idea Vampire Hunter was on the table. And so I put an application. Do you want to team up? And we would be like the team that gets results. Like they're traveling to do this. They've got to be making money somehow. So it has to be a real job. I don't know who pays us, but somebody would pay us.
Who pays them?
I don't know. Might be like that treasure hunter guy that's just been funding his own treasure expedition thing and not finding treasures.
Rich.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're safe. I think over 40 we're safe because the young ones give them the vitality that they need. Now, if there is slim pickings and they go after like homeless people, anybody on fringe society that wouldn't be reported missing right away, that's who their target is. That's what their network is. But bigger thing, the reason why we all think the things that we think, like the mirror and all that, is because Bram Stoker back in the day, that Dracula thing, he was conspiring with the vampire to write that to put out propaganda that would basically lie to all of us so that we wouldn't know when we're looking at a vampire or when and think that it was all fantasy. So that was all done in the 1800s or whatever by the actual vampire families. There's like two leads in the family. One's in Europe and one's back in Romania, but there's like one in Europe, one in Romania, and they're basically like the heads of the vampire mafia, if you will. And that I don't know, Michael. I don't know what the vampire pay is, but it's good enough for them to afford to travel.
I pay.
I think that it's totally, must be good enough for them to be able to travel. I mean, they got like a base camp and everything, like this building that they have their computers in. They have this database. I'm figuring if we can figure out where they are, we could just show up there and be like, give us a job. And we could like learn your database and then we'll like go out on our own and do hunts. But Netflix also has a documentary coming out. I don't know when. I just saw the TikTok about it when I was doing more research, and it is about Dayton, Ohio area. Apparently, there's been a nest there for quite some time, and the nest is when they group up like that, it's because they're going to do bad things.
That's way too
What
close to home for me.
Right, that's what I said. That's why I'm bringing it up because it's very important for you to know this. But you're in the perfect area to start being a vampire hunter. Oh, okay, Bridget. I will check those out. Probably in the morning because after we're done with this, I'm going to fall asleep probably right here where I sit.
I'll sleep on live. I'm not really sure.
Right, Michael? They just put all those TV shows out and stuff to make us think so we wouldn't know the real truth. So that's what's got me worried. It's like, what if they
Well,
did
if
do
it's a Lost Boys type of nest, I wouldn't want to kill them.
that?
Like 80s
That was hot.
vampire.
That was my first vampire movie ever was Lost Boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was a kid. I got to watch it when I was a kid. I thought it was awesome.
Was awesome.
So here's the thing, y'all. There is also people out there that are willing feeders of the vampires. So they willingly let them take their blood. But then they also find people and like just trap them and take it unwillingly. And then they, of course, go after anybody who might be homeless or anything like that. And that's what's really happening with all those people. And they might be behind the national park stuff too. They said so.
I called that last night. Didn't I not call that last night? Oh, wait. I said Sasquatch last night. Never mind.
So I think we need to be worried. Really, really do. Yeah, there's people that are putting a lot of time into this. A lot of time. Why are all these documentaries coming out? There's another one. In the 70s, there was a problem in London with a vampire. So I haven't got a chance to watch that one yet. Right? I drink my blood for real. Like, oh yeah, please just do that. But people think it's hot, and so they do it. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Now, was that the type of vampire that you and Bridget were dating? That type that's just like a guy that like wanted to drink people's blood, like, but he aged and all that. Because then there's that type of vampire, not the mythical creature lives forever type one.
He,
There's
um,
the fan vampire, I guess, poser vampires.
this guy, I can say, thankfully, I was not with him long enough to know how much he aged. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that he probably already aged. Like, he probably did age.
Oh yeah. You think he was just regular human?
Yeah, that's my guess. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know he wanted what he wanted and what he got were two different things, but he wanted um can I say it? He wanted me to scratch him to produce blood
Okay. Okay.
in
They
some
didn't talk
places
about that in the documentary.
that will be left to the
uh,
imagination because that's as far as I'm going with that.
right? So he was weird.
And that's why I didn't stick around to see if he aged or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I do understand that. So,
Yeah.
what about Bridget? Are you still in here, Bridget? Was your guy also a yeah, Bridget, it's called assault.
But I didn't do
Just
it,
like
Brenda.
that,
I didn't do it.
like that other lady, the redhead lady from TikTok that started all this. What she was experiencing is called stalking. I just don't know if she was the stalker or he was.
Yeah, yeah, Michael. That was the biggest red flag. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Heather
For
got up
real.
real quick. I was like,
Good.
I'm goth, but I'm not that goth.
I'm goth, but I'm not that goth.
I'm not the same kind of goth you're thinking.
So I don't know. Like, I think we need to make sure that we are careful about where when we put together the retreat. Or should we go in, like, let's just go in for it? Go right into the nest.
No. Let's
So,
not go to Ohio. Let's just cross Ohio off the list.
okay, we can't go in Arizona either, then, because that's where this documentary was set. And they've got a map, and almost all of the map is filled with the little pins, like what they use in shows where they pin things on the map.
We were professional pinners.
Exactly. They're professionals at it. And so, pretty much, the whole state of Arizona must be a bloodbath because it was like pin, 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 pin. I can see nothing on the map. I don't know if we were like pinning streets and stuff, if we were that detailed or what. But Arizona's out. It's a bloodbath. Right. Arizona's too hot. That's true. Oh, I wonder if that's what. No, because then there's Romania snows. Mm.
But I thought you wanted to do the New Kids on the Block camp anyway. So
Yeah, I do. But how close is that? Like, it seems like they're hanging out a lot up north, like up your
Connecticut's
way.
nowhere near Ohio. Connecticut's nowhere near Ohio.
But I'm saying that whole region up there, like the stories, because there's more stories. Like there's people that are, and it seems like up north, and then down in the south, there's like two pockets that I'm seeing, and like Ohio, you're all Midwest people up that way towards where like
I'm just
Maine and all this.
spend a weekend with Jordan Knight. I'll risk it.
Okay, so then that brings me to my next point. I think he might be a vampire. I couldn't pin it when I watched the show. Can't revamp.
No, Michael, I'm not in Connecticut. The camp is in Connecticut. I'm in Michigan.
Yeah, the camp is in New Hampshire. Camp is in New Hampshire, and
I
you're in
misspoke.
Michigan.
I
You're
didn't
up
mean to.
there. Up there. Okay? That's where y'all are at. Y'all are up there. And there's hot pockets of vampire activity.
New England now.
He had long canines. I noticed that when I was watching Heather's Vampire and she's trying to lure us. Oh my god. Are you really? Is that your boyfriend? Your boyfriend?
Want that to be?
Right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't know what we're gonna do now. I don't
We're
know
gonna
what we're gonna do.
do it tonight. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna have a garlic dress on. I'm gonna make my own garlic dress because I understand from the documentary that will ward you guys off. Probably everyone else as well, but
I mean,
I'm
I
glad
like you. I'm just saying.
switching to the water cup.
Oh, Brenda said that's probably a chupacabra in Arizona.
Right? Yeah, I thought that was their big worry down there. Didn't think it was vampires.
You know what? That's a good point, Michael. Paul Rudd doesn't age.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, I hear a lot of people, like celebrities and stuff, might be into weird, what they call like blood sacrifice or rituals or whatever. Maybe they're all actually vampires.
Have you seen what's the name of it? Late Night with the Devil?
No.
You should.
Tell me
The
more.
Rock. It's a movie. I don't even know. I know it is on, like, you can rent it or whatever on Amazon Prime now. It was originally like Shudder and Hulu. I don't know if it's on there right now. And it wasn't in movie theaters. That's where I saw it was in theaters. And it's actually what I think of everything. Like when we started calling this late night with Courtney and Heather, that's where I was thinking of late night with the devil. Um,
Okay.
it was based on, actually, I'm tying this to Crochet too, because it's a movie. We've already established that, but it's a movie, a horror movie. It wasn't real, but it was one of those like found footage type of movies from the 70s, like based from the 70s, and it was obviously like a talk show. And the dude, like, I don't want to give everything away because I do want you to watch it, I really do. But the dude, kind of like, it's hinted that he sold his soul to get where he was at and everything, and he was part of this organization. The organization is a real, believed to be real organization where all these like famous and powerful people have been a part of it. And I can't think of the name of it. I'd have to go look it up. But um, they meet in like California. They've they like hold rituals out there, and they hold like weekend, like, not parties but like rituals out there. They dress up in like cloaks, and different weird things happen out there, I guess. And uh, I mean, most of their members are like politicians, actors, like
Okay.
powerful, successful people.
That's scary
Yeah.
because the guy, the cattle rancher on the Arizona documentary, who definitely was not a paid actor, didn't appear to be one at all, but he probably was. But that guy, his three cattle were mutilated and they took the eyes, the tongue, the heart, drained all the blood out, and the reproductive organs. All that was sold.
Not Scientology, Michael, no. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking, since I'm at my handy dandy computer.
Scientology? Is that what it says? We're gonna get a cease and
Scientology,
desist, Michael.
very on. Sorry if I offend anybody, but
They will. I don't want them outside my shed. Okay, so we're not gonna talk about them. Oh, oh, maybe. Never mind. Any thoughts? Anyone else? Has anybody else watched any of this weird stuff? Any documentaries about? Anyone heard of the Netflix one that's coming out? Because I just heard about that one. I looked it up immediately. It wasn't out yet. I was just kidding, Michael. You didn't have to fool the message. I was just
oh,
playing. I was just playing. That's probably the only place that really could find me is them. They can find me.
so I apparently Scientologists don't play either. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Stephanie Harlow, but like she was trying to do a whole series on them, and she was gonna do like a whole bunch of parts, but she only got like two parts in or whatever, and they were like berating her and
They-
messaging with her and messing around with her so much she just like pulled her whole series on
yeah,
Scientology.
yeah, that's how they do. They are crazy. They've got a center in Florida. I've never been to it, but I drove past it, and it's yeah. They don't want you around them. I think my band-aid's messing up on my bad leg. It's like kind of feeling like it hurts. I think the band-aid's pulling. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's one of those. Um, I don't. It's like a band-aid that you put on and it stays on, It's like moist healing type thing. And so it's like this gel stuff, like the whole Band-Aid is like this gel stuff you can't touch. The whole side of it that sticks to your skin, like the side that is out is not sticky or anything, but the whole side of it that goes against your actual skin is sticky and like gel stuff. And it's like really cool, but that is weird feeling right now. Yeah, check it out. And the other one that I watched, the Vampires in America one, that one was on HBO Max. But I find that most of the stuff, like if you search Tubi or any of the free sites, like a lot of them will have, the same stuff that's on the paid channels. This was put out in 2022, the one that I'm talking about. The Netflix one is like brand new. They're making it type deal, is what I understood. I'm excited to see it. We could go around to documentarians. Documentarians. Heather, you look so concerned. What's wrong?
Oh, I'm still looking for that. I'm almost found it, I think, because I wanted to tell you what that group's name was.
Oh yeah, I want to know. I definitely want to know.
Because they might have changed the name of the actual group for the movie, but it's based on a real group. Like Ronald Reagan was a part of it. I remember that. I think a couple of past presidents were.
I am like, what? Not the Freemasons, though, right? You're not
No,
talking about Freemasons.
nope,
Okay.
no. I mean, Ronald Reagan might have been a Freemason too. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Almost
there's
all of them are. I know. That's like, their secret society club that's not so secret. I've been to
yeah.
one of the balls. All the politician people, they are into that kind of stuff. It's like big networking thing, basically. But you pay to network. I'll have to make notes next time. That's what I want to do with these movies. I thought about like grabbing a pad of paper and writing down some of this, information that we all need to know. Saving lives here. Masonic or the Skull and Bones. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what that one organization is that they all are a part of that I know, but I don't think it's been accused of anything vampire or I mean, everybody calls everything a cult these days, so I don't know. I guess technically we're all in a crochet cult. So none of us have got any room to judge.
Like every time I click on a page to find it, they have to go through the entire synopsis of the movie. They don't need this,
Oh
guys.
yeah,
I've already seen the movie.
right. You're having to read and read and read and read. Watch them not even have the information you need. That's my favorite. Is
Yeah.
anybody else researching anything weird that you would
What's
like
that?
us to also research? Bilderberg, Bilderberg Group. Look at Michael
Is
coming in, saving us with all these things.
that from the movie or is that the real group?
That's a real group that he's talking about.
Um,
I'm trying to think of other things, but I'm like drawing a blank. I hear her typing. Toot, 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 toot. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get with it, y'all. We're gonna get this figured out. That's not ringing a bell though. The Bilderberg group. That's how I say it. So maybe I'm saying it weird.
But remember, they might have changed the name of it for the movie. That's why I was wondering.
Oh yeah.
And it is only men, yes. So that's when I'm thinking you might be right. Like I'm thinking you're thinking of the same one. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, of course you're right. You know what
They've
you're
been
talking about.
it's all secret, right? So we don't know for sure. But the stuff that it is, I would say like a ritual type group meeting
Uh huh.
that happens in secret. Yeah. I think it might be the Bilderberg.
Do you know
They're
who?
behind like the most powerful people because this movie, the American Vampires in America, their
Mhm.
whole like concept was basically that countries actually being controlled by vampires because that keeps them in the best position, and that those old families are a part of the government in different ways in the background and all that, the old vampire families, so that
Uh
they
huh.
remain control of monarchies and all that kind of stuff. So regardless of where it is in the world, they got their fingers in it. I'm trying to remember the guy that my mom's always screaming about because he's probably like the George Soros. He's probably a vampire. He's old as garbage. So I don't know, he looks terrible. If he is, he's not doing it right. Yeah, Michael says that they do that retreat in the woods and all that, and it's CEOs, presidents, princes, all the powerful.
Oh gosh. Yeah, there's a big old list. There's like, well, I looked up the famous people list basically, and there's like a list of just specifically royalty members, and there's like royalty from Belgium, the United King. King Charles the Third is a member. Prince Philip
Okay, well,
is a member.
the vampire ones must not be out in the public eye though.
I would imagine not.
Yes, those are some people that look like they got ran over by a truck or something. They definitely look old. They're not like forever young. So I wonder if Joan Rivers was a vampire.
Portugal's got a big old long list of people in there. Oh, the United States. Let's see who's got a memorable name here. These are just the politicians from the United States. Henry Kissinger was a member. How is that the only one that I recognize? But I mean, that's just a
I don't know.
politician.
Say a couple of other names. See if I recognize any.
Oh, no! I just skipped some. Hillary Clinton. That's a that's a woman.
Allegedly.
Some of the names. Okay, there's Roger Altman, Wally. I can't pronounce that. Adeyemi
Bye,
Eddie,
Michael. We will see you Sunday. Bye. Thank you for coming.
James H. Baker, George W. Ball, Sandy Berger, William Burns, Kurt Campbell, Hillary Clinton, Thomas Donnellan, Timothy Geithner. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these names.
I don't recognize any of those. I don't recognize any of those. I just recognize Hillary Clinton. You know
Oh,
who
there's
she's
Bill.
a. That's it. So I don't know. I don't think any of those people. They got to be hiding. If there's really vampires controlling things, they got to be hiding. And probably all those people that did the TikTok videos are about to like have their memories wiped. We're all about to get a visit. So are Heather and I. I got my door locked for the first time ever.
I like how the original the trailblazer for everybody. Uh, people were commenting on her TikTok that she said that she couldn't she the vampire allowed her to remember their meeting, but didn't allow her to remember what she looked like.
I know. I was like, what? How do you remember what she allowed you to remember and that she allowed you to remember it if you weren't even supposed to remember it in the first place? I don't understand. Like, what?
Oh, I missed Michael leaving. Bye, Michael. I just started reading the comments again.
Yeah. That's what I was interrupting you for.
I was pretty fixated on the names right then.
Mm,
This whole secret society thing,
okay.
like, fascinates me too.
Yeah, I've delved deep, deep, deep into that stuff. Especially after I went to a ball. I was like invited to one of the balls for the, what were those people? It was one of
What?
them, I can't remember, Shriners. It was a Shriners ball. No, it was held at the Shriners Coliseum, the like their event place, but it was the Freemasons. I went to a Freemasons ball. My friend's dad was super rich and it bought the tickets for everybody. Girl, open bar. I had never been to an event with an open bar. I took full advantage of
Once
it, and
it could
it
have
was very
been
fancy.
Shriners, because the Shriners are Freemasons.
Yeah, it was at the shrine. There's like a Shriners like big Coliseum thing. And I was barefoot in public by the end of the night. We had handlers given to us. We were that. I mean, I remember everything. It wasn't like that. I just didn't care. You know, I mean, like, and the handlers were keeping up with my purse and my shoes. Because
That's my
those
purse.
were,
I don't even know you.
oh, I
Sorry.
knew everybody that night. If the area said restricted, I was like, okay, walked right into it. Sat down and everything. Nobody said a word. I just acted like I was like was supposed to be there. But there was like meetings being held and stuff. Like they were having fun, but you could tell like people were like sitting down and talking business and stuff in the like private areas, the VIP or whatever. Yeah. Well, I couldn't tell you what they were talking about because I was blitzed.
You can't take you
I
anywhere.
I tend to wander if I drink. I start to wander off. So that's why I ended up with a handler that was keeping up with me to keep me in the building and safe. My friend was just as bad. And it was her dad that, did all this. I mean, he was there and stuff. But he was trying to have a good time, so they just gave us people to follow us. Yeah. I went into a bathroom barefoot, okay? Like it was luckily it was very, very clean, but still. I guess keeping with tradition, I always overshare at the end of the live. Your turn. I'll find pictures of it later. I'll find pictures and send you pictures of the ball because they exist still.
Like I did my oversharing. Well, it wasn't even oversharing. I just did my surprise share at the beginning when I was like, I dated a vampire
True, true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I have to
and
give you
forgot
credit for
about
that. Yeah, because you wiped your memory. Now it's come back. These vampires suck.
it was so long ago. He wasn't very memorable besides the fact that he was
Right.
so weird. So, and obviously, for obvious reasons, didn't last very long. So,
Right. He's like, here, put these Edward scissor hands on and come at me. It's hot.
like I remember for one brief moment standing up for him because he was tall. He was so tall. He was probably like 6'2". And I'm like I'm not like short, but I mean I'm fairly short. Like I'm looking around like I'm gonna compare it to something and you're gonna be able to tell. But like I'm
Oh,
like only as tall as this one over here. Oh, okay, Um, like every time I go to the doctor, I get shorter. So like right now I'm what did they say last time? 5 foot. I don't even remember. I just know every time it's shorter. I want to say 5'6". It's like not
okay. You're
terrible short.
somebody. What
Huh?
did you start at? What height did you
Like
start at?
so my tallest ever when I was probably about the time I was dating this vampire guy, I was 5'10".
Oh, wow, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotten a lot. So like to me, this is a lot shorter. Like the 4 inches seems to make a big difference.
Does. It does. 4 inches does make a big difference.
Yeah.
It's huge
Um.
difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um. But I was at my friend's slash like kind of roommate. Like I was over there so much. I basically lived with her. We told everybody I lived there, so close enough. Roommate's house, I guess. And
Mhm.
it was New Year's Eve, and he was over there. This guy was over there, and her boyfriend was over there, and her boyfriend had been drinking like a lot. And I remember he said something about, well, me and Daniel was the vampire guy. Me and Daniel are gonna go for a walk, meaning I'm gonna violence about to happen. And and I was like on my tiptoes with this like because he was taller than Daniel, so he was probably like 6'5" or something. And I'm getting up on my tiptoes. I'm like, you're not going anywhere with anybody. Like puffing out my little chest, like, you're not going anywhere.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I've bullied several grown men before too. I understand. All
And
way, way bigger than me.
it got real weird. So I was like, you can go somewhere with Daniel now. Like
Okay, bye. Oh, yeah, it has been fun though, but we should wrap it up. I need to get some sleep. I hear a rooster screaming too, so
yeah,
crowing.
little Mister, little Mister's over here probably gonna want to eat in a little bit, and then we're gonna go to bed too.
Yeah.
I've lost.
He's a Piper. You said eat?
It's like it's almost breakfast time. I've lost count on this hat more times than I can count.
I
But
like it a lot.
thank
I
you.
like it.
It's changing color pretty
Yeah.
quick, which I like. So it's almost.
Yes, it looks good. Your tiny, tiny head.
We're getting
Super
there.
cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's super. I can't wait to see.
I hopefully will be done with it. Well, I would say tomorrow, but I work, or I'm gonna be real tired.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe tomorrow night.
Good
Maybe
deal.
we'll
Well,
have
I've had a lot of
another camp talk.
fun. I'll do more research. I'm gonna look into how we can get jobs.
That'll be tomorrow's topic. Do you want to be a vampire hunter? America needs.
Right? Here's where to apply. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, and sticking around.
Oh yeah,
Bye.
you have to end it this time. All right. Bye.
Right?
Good night.
Night.